So the advanced cross is a more advanced way to do the cross, and it's very important if you're learning more advanced methods like CFOP, because it will let you lead on right into F2O without having any mistakes. So this is a little bit more advanced because unlike the beginner method, at least the way I learned, you don't do the cross on top, you actually have to make it on bottom. So that will let you pair up your F2L pairs much faster and be able to insert them much faster without having to do cube rotations. So no matter what with the advanced cross, you're going to want to have the white center down on the bottom. And then the second step is to identify all the white edge pieces. So I see here that I have white green, white blue, white orange, and white red. Third step is to figure out how to insert all of these without doing any cube rotations and without obscuring any of your previous work. So the first thing that I look for when I do this is if there's any edge pieces that are already paired up with white. So if there's not, that's okay completely too. But in this case, I have green and it's already paired up with the edge, but let's just pretend right now that the corner pieces or the center pieces don't matter, because that's really going to help in the long run. So one of the easiest ways to pair all of the edges up is to rotate the bottom cross. And I know this sounds really weird at first because you might be more familiar with the beginner method, but this is definitely going to help in the long run. Because see, if I have red here and I have to take it out of its spot and then go and insert it back in, that takes a lot more than just moving the cross back and inserting it in just like that. Another really good thing to keep in mind is try to avoid cube rotations, because it will slow your overall speed down, and this is one of the most important steps because it lets you move on into F2L and then OLL and PLL. Okay, so right now I'm going to identify all my edges. We got there, 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 and one paired up there. So based on what I just said, I know that if this is here and it's already paired up, well, it doesn't really matter if it's paired up because the centers right now don't matter. So I know that red is always to the left of green, and red is actually right here. So if we rotate this over and move this down, that's gonna pair these up in the correct spot. See, I have green right here and red right here, so if we were to rotate that back, it'd be already solved. But now we have to make the rest of the cross. So you want to look for how other pieces are gonna move other pieces in the correct spot, and this is called manipulating pieces. So right now I want blue to go there and orange to go there because that'll be opposite of red and opposite of green. So I noticed that if I do this, that's gonna insert blue, and then I have orange over here, so I could literally just move it over and move it down twice, and then we can do a derotation, and that will pair all the edges up. Another thing to look for when you're doing this is similarities between the pieces. So I notice up here that I already have 3 that are facing on top, and I noticed that orange and red are opposite of each other, and then we have blue right here. So already I noticed that if I were to rotate one blue down, then the white would already be paired up, and I have green waiting to be reinserted. So if this was the case, and if I have this, then I can easily do it just a double rotation, insert green, and then I can rotate these over and insert these 2 as well, and that will give us the cross. Something that is incredibly important when you are doing the cross is to make sure that you're not taking out pieces to then have to go back and reinsert them, just like this. If you end up forgetting to do an F rotation like this, then, and you go on into doing this, you're gonna completely forget that that's here. And then you're gonna have to go back and have to reinsert it, which is gonna take a lot more time, and it's gonna be a lot harder than just doing that one F. One last good thing to keep in mind is try to avoid doing more moves than necessary. Like here, I noticed that I have red here and blue here. So instead of just doing that and then going on and waiting to insert that piece until later, you might want to do this and then have to go back, insert orange, then go over here, insert green, and then go over. Now that is a lot of moves, and it will save you time if you remember where you have pieces and just remember where they're going, so you can easily take them out and insert them without obscuring any of your other pieces already. So that is the first step in CFOP and in beginner CFOP. I do recommend that you learn this not first, because it's much easier to go ahead and learn OLL and PLL and then go on into F2L and then save your cross until later, because it doesn't really matter. It will only shave probably a second or two off your time, unless you're really slow at cross, and then it might shave a little bit more. The hardest thing about the advanced cross is there's not really any set algorithms, because there's so many possible areas where these edges could be, so there can't really be any set algorithms. So it's really a lot of intuitive like algorithms that you're basically making in your head during inspection time, and that's basically what makes this so hard, and that's why I recommend you learn it later. I would recommend that you even watch some example solves, because that will definitely help you see how other people do this type of cross, and how you can do it just as efficiently as they walk you through how to do that.